Hi everyone, welcome to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. Did you hear me go? You need that screen up. So Simon put the mic on when I remembered, and then I saw that I have to look at something there. So hello everyone, welcome to Buttercream Flowers.
That's what you're looking there then.
Yeah. Welcome to Buttercream Flowers on the Sugar and Crumbs page. I actually don't know where we are at the moment anyhow. But just to let you know that I have got Simon on camera.
We are here, there and everywhere.
Everywhere, that's it. Oh, we're on YouTube as well. So Simon's
that's
on
there,
yeah, that's there. And then I've also got Terry on comments, and I didn't even tell Terry if she's on comments. I come waltzing in here about 2 minutes ago, and Simon said to me, "Where's Terry?" And I went, I've not told her. So she's just been shoved 2 phones in her hand and been told to answer the comments. So she will answer comments as we go through them. So let me tell you what it is that we're doing today.
You have to give a chance to say the comments though.
Yeah, I know. So she can't read out every comment anyhow. So first of all, I want to wish you a Happy New Year. How are you guys? I hope you're all really well. I don't know how many of you watched the live last night, but wasn't it a great live with Rachel Hannah last night? So why am I here on the page? So basically, I do a class every Tuesday in Buttercream Flowers. It's called Carol's Buttercream Flowers. It's a group, it's £75 to join, and once you're in that class, it's every Tuesday afternoon. And if you don't watch it on a Tuesday afternoon, you can always catch up, because we have lots of people who are catching up, and it's just making things with buttercream. So we might make an individual flower, we might decorate a cake board, we might decorate the top of a cake, we might do cupcakes, you know, there's just loads of things. So far in that class we've done 22 classes, I think that we've done, and it was meant to be 1 flower per class, and as the ladies will tell you here, I always do far more than what we're supposed to do. So we end up getting 2 flowers or 3 flowers per class, and it's great. And once you're in the group, you're in the group. So my classes are continuous. Anyhow, the classes did technically finish at Christmas, and I was talking to the ladies in the Buttercream Flowers group, because I've got nice little posse of little friends in there that I know now, because it's been great. I know it's been really sad with COVID and everything else, but built up a really nice community in the Buttercream Flowers class. And what I said to him is that I'd really like to teach myself how to do stripy cakes. I've never done one. And I said, so if I did it, would you like to watch me live? That's what I told them in the group. And they went, yeah, come on. And I said, look, it's not a class. I'm just doing it. And I'm probably going to cock it up and make a mess. And I'm probably going to get stressed. And you're going to see me under the table shortly.
And you're going to go on a live and say rude words.
Yes. And I've never done one. It's going to be a whole learning experience. But it was meant to be in Buttercream Flowers. And then John said this morning, why don't we put it on the main group? Thanks, John. So, because he said, you're all at home, you're probably bored and fed up, and you like watching me go under the table and making a muck up of the whole thing. So that's why we're here. And also it gives you an insight into what we do in Buttercream Flowers. So what I'm going to do is every Tuesday for the next month, because my actual classes don't physically start again until February, and the reason is that we were going to come back in January, and then I was meant to be having 2 weeks holiday, which now with the now lockdown has been cancelled. So I just thought through January, every Tuesday I will stream into here and we'll do different things. So like next week I want to do some things with some acetate, and then I just want to do some other things. So I'm prepared to share that live with you all. Well, John has told me I am, and I am happy to. Every Tuesday we're going to share it on the main board. And then if some of you want to come and join the group in February, when we go back to being a group again, and you want to pay and join that group, then at least then you've had an insight into it. Do we get that? So how are we doing on comments, Terry?
Everyone's saying hello. We've got our normal crew in their PJ scrubs.
That's right, yes. So in Buttercream Flowers, I have to tell you, it's such a great group. Honestly, I love it. I love all the groups. I love all the classes. They're all beautiful. And everybody in the class groups, they're just amazing, the people in there. I think maybe because it's smaller and everybody works together and they help each other and they share links, and I get messages, have we got this, have we got that, where can I get this from? And it's just great in the smaller groups. But in my own personal groups, they're lovely. And I'm not saying they're not lovely and everyone else. It's just a bit more because I'm with them every week or every month. and those classes are continuing. So like when you buy the other classes, that's the class, it's done, it's gone, it's by. Whereas mine are a continuing class. I've got to know everybody. So lots of the ladies there, because due to COVID and being at home, we call what we're wearing our bacon scrubs. So it's quite funny. So quite a lot of them have always just put clean pyjamas on a Tuesday. Don't bother shaving their legs, so I believe. And we usually end up going braless. Poor Simon has to put up with a hell of a lot in his kitchen.
I do the same.
Yes, you take off your bra as well, don't you, Si?
Yes.
Yes.
I haven't shaved my legs.
And you're not.
Oh, Simon.
I love it.
It's a summer thing, isn't it? You want your hair long in the winter, don't you? To keep
You
your legs
do,
warm.
yeah. So what I'm saying is, in the Buttercream Flowers group, the community in there is just fab. It's so funny, and it really is just a lovely little chit-chat group, but learning at the same time. So I don't know, how's our audience for the Facebook page then, Terry? How are we doing over there?
We've got a lot of people on here speaking. We've got a few people that have... Lisa says she's used whipping it up for the first time, and wow, it is tasty.
Oh, whipping it up is absolutely delicious. So I'm going to have a go at 2 cakes today, doing stripes. Not only am I going to put myself under by doing 1, I'm going to have a go at doing 2. So I'm going to do 1 with buttercream and 1 with whipping it up. I'm going to start the whipping it up one first, okay? So that's the first one that we're going to do. So first of all, if you can hear the noise in the background, I'm having my backyard there power washed, because you know it is over the winter. What's that? What are you laughing at? You two. There's something going on, and these two have got the giggles about that.
It sounded like an innuendo, Karen.
Yeah,
Did it?
Emma, just to say that.
I never said that, did I?
No.
I'm having my back paving stones power washed at the moment, because I walked around there the other day and nearly freaking broke my neck just before Christmas. Karen and I went whoop. So they're just being washed. So if you can hear that noise, sorry about that. So anyhow, so we're going to start with whipping it up, and we're using pina colada flavour. And I've got 3 sponges here. Not cut very level, because I'm not very good at cutting them level, so it's all going to be fun. I'm just going to take my time, because it's all about taking your time as well, and pop in and out, say hi. You know, it really is about a lesson about me teaching myself, and you lot can watch and teach yourselves, or have a go yourself, whatever. All right then, good. Right, so let me get the mixer on. So I am using the whipping it up. So who's got whipping it up? Who's got it, tried it, used it? Because it's an absolutely amazing product. So some of you have got confused. I saw a lady on the group the other day said that she'd gone to make meringues, I think it was, and that they hadn't meringued up, and it turned out she was using the flavoured icing sugar. So let's talk about both products. So Sugar and Crumb started with flavoured icing sugar. And from the flavoured icing sugar, you can make all sorts of things. You can add it to all your recipes, and all you're doing is taking out the granulated sugar, taking out the flavour and replacing it with our flavoured icing sugar, but you still need to put all the other elements in. Now with whipping it up, what we've done is we've added egg white. We've not added anything else to it, so the only allergen in this is egg. Okay, so we've added egg white to it, so now it's easier for you to make your meringues, your pavlovas, your macarons, albeit I can cock up the macarons as well. So, but when you muck up the macarons, it's through over whipping. I did it on a live here. I did it here, did it round in the bowl, then I added colour, and basically I took all the air out, deflated it, and it was so funny watching Karen at the other end go under, like, you can't show them these. I'm going to have to show them because I've got nothing else. So I don't know what I'm whispering for, but that's what was going on up that end. And but you know, I'm quite truthful. I do show you how it is. So so there's loads of things you can make with this. So make sure you know which product you're buying, the flavoured icing sugar or the whipping it up. And we're going to use both, okay? So we're going to use, let me put the icing sugar out of the way over there.
Quite a few ladies who have tried whipping it up, and a lot of them who have bought it but not tried it yet.
Oh, well, you don't have it in the cupboard and not try it, because once you try it, you're going to love it. Okay, so what we're going to do with this today is we're going to make the Swiss meringue buttercream. Now, before, what we used to do is we used to just, we used to make the meringue part of it first and then add the butter. Anyhow, clever chops behind the computer, because our Simon comes up with some great things. He came up with a few things last night as well, so it shows he pays attention. So he said, why are you not whipping the butter like you do for your buttercream? And me and Karen went, Don't know why really. So, and then Karen accidentally did it. She was whipping up the butter and whipping it up in, and then it was like, oh my goodness, this all works exactly the same way. So we have to give praise where praise due to our man over there with the green beard. He still has a green beard, by the way, from Christmas, albeit it's a very much faded one at the moment. He needs to do something with it. So, so let's make some Swiss meringue buttercream, and that's what we're going to use on the cake, okay? And we're probably going to have to make 2 batches of this. So when you turn this over, it's a 500 gram bag. So it's a large bag, all right? So it's 500 grams in here. And then it gives you the recipe for the whole bag, which is what I'm going to use. But if you don't want to use the whole bag, just use half. That's all you have to do. But you can't dilute this. So with the flavoured icing sugars, you can dilute it with plain icing sugar. This stuff you can't dilute, all right? You can use a full bag or half a bag. What are you laughing at?
Just a quick question from Geraldine to Simon. She's asking, is Simon going to have shaved stripes in his legs to match your stripy cake, Carol?
I don't ever look at Simon's legs, but maybe Simon can tell us the answer to that. I'm going to go and get some water. So we need 500 grams of room temperature butter, which is in the bowl, okay? I'm going to put the mixer on, which means we're going to make a load of noise. So I'm just going to turn that on because I need to get it going. And then we need to get it nice, light and fluffy. So we need to beat it for a while. And then we are going to add the whipping it up, and then we need to add some water. Okay, see, even I've still got to read the instructions. So let me just get this on here. So I give this a beat this morning, and then I shot off to the warehouse, and I've been working there, and then I shot back in here about 20 past 1, run round these two like an idiot, and said, right, do this, do this, do this. Then got on my computer, did some things on there, come back in here, and then forgot to tell Terry she was on comments. So while I'm mixing this, if Terry wants to shout out some hellos, and Simon can shout out some hellos on YouTube. I believe you're doing the YouTube
Hello
comments.
to Jill Cook and Madge Mobile Banks.
Well, that's you done then, isn't it, Simon?
We have Sue Mary saying Happy New Year, everyone.
You're going to have to shout louder. Let me go and get some water.
Claire Corbett, Karen Shepherd, Irish Shuttleworth, Del Williamson, Joyce Miracle, Annette Lawson, Liv Goddard, Jane Temple, Jenny Morwood. Everyone's saying hello to Carol, Simon and Terry. Happy New Year team. We've got Nikki in a onesie.
That's what we like, Nikki in a onesie. So pre-Christmas, just before Christmas, in the Buttercream Flowers class, rather than having a class, we had a little sit down and a cup of tea and a cup of coffee. So some ladies got a cup and saucer. I didn't mean to leave anybody out. I just basically grabbed a load of cup and saucers here and tried to send them to as many people as I could to join us in the cup of tea. Some didn't arrive in time, but they got them eventually. So that was nice. And if you don't know Nikki King, which I'm amazed if you don't, but basically she gave us a little bit of a fashion parade of her onesie outfits that she's been wearing all year. And I believe we've now got Jackie Adams joining in on it as well. Eh? Yeah, well she has got a few onesies, she does wash them. Yeah, well she took them up in layers, don't you remember? Was you here?
Paula Brown's for making cupcakes for the NHS this morning.
Good girl. So now that we're back on lockdown, that's what we need to do. We need to get back baking, and we need to get baking for the National Health Service, for our neighbours. We need to get back doing that. So let me do that. Just 1 second. You do need to check with the people, like my local authority here. I can drop cakes off, but I have to take it to a place called procurement at the hospital. And I thought, what a strange name that is. But basically what they were saying is they've got no problems in taking the cakes. What they don't want to do is seem to be doing favouritism that everything just went into A&E. Because when we all got locked down in March, A&E just basically got bombarded with cakes, chocolate, sweets, all sorts of things. And we need to remember that the hospital has lots of wards, lots of people on. So what they've done now is you take it to procurement, where we do it at our local hospital. Take it to procurement and they distribute it evenly, which is quite a nice idea, isn't it? So you don't know who they've gone to. So like I sent some visors to the hospital and I couldn't find out where they were, so they just said they've gone into procurement and they've gone to a department, and that's all I could get out of them really. Anyhow, so hello everybody.
There is a lot of people in the PJs right now.
Good, I'm glad you're all in your PJs. I wish I was in mine. But because we're on the main page, I will not be whizzing off my clothes and putting my pyjamas on for you and going braless in this group.
Even if we were just buttercream flowers.
And then we have Joyce watching the sneaky bits in work.
Good girl. So just still putting the butter on, making it nice, light and fluffy. So I want to get it really nice and soft, and we may have to add a little bit more water to this as well. So I've got 3 cakes there. I'm not going to jam them, I'm just going to put buttercream between them. This is my practice cake. I am scared, you know, I will tell you this. I was really dead chuffed with John had this morning. Stream it live!
Is it the same 2-to-1 ratio we're whipping it up to the butter?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Is it?
To the butter? Yeah, so on here, it's a full packet, 500 grams, and it's 2 blocks of butter, isn't it?
That's 1-to-1.
1-to-1, sorry.
That's different to
Because I'm thinking 2 packets of butter. Yeah, sorry. So here, wait a minute. So it's, well, I need to read the instructions myself. 500 grams of room temperature butter. Okay, so well done, Simon. And a bag of this. Yeah.
Good job on here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I haven't used this for a while. Right, okay, so we've got this lovely and white. I'm just going to keep beating away. We'll let Terry, Antonio I was going to say then, we'll let Terry shout out any more comments that may be. Are you in the group or are you on the main page?
I'm on both.
Oh, good girl.
In both at the same time.
Are you sure you don't want comments off one? I mean, you've only got 2 on YouTube. You've got yourself
You know,
out of
I've
there.
got to do this camera thing.
What, that? That bit, Simon?
If I'm down here reading.
Anyhow, so we're going to do a live tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So
Are they
Karen,
allowed to like and share?
yes, you can like and share. You can't, if you're in Buttercream Flowers, it won't allow you to like and share. So don't, I think you can like and share from Buttercream Flowers, but don't.
Will there be a price for this?
No, sorry.
No.
No. So no, this is just a little bit of fun, this is. This is watching me go under, their surprise. But do like and share, you know, we're doing this for free. Why? Right, okay.
Elizabeth said you will wing it, Carol. Like always be yourself.
We'll see how I go. Right, let me strip this down.
Parents mincemeat phyllo parcels. Proper chuffed with them.
Oh, they were delicious, weren't they? Those phyllo parcels. Tell you, I've ate far too much Christmas stuff. So you'll see that the butter is lovely and white now. That's where we want it to be. Just check there. Are we on the overhead there, Simon?
Not there, we're not.
Sorry, do we need to be here? Yep, there we are. So can you see how lovely and white that is?
Quite narrow, actually. I might widen that off in a second.
You see how lovely and white that butter is? That's where we want to be. Yeah, and you just beat it with a paddle beater. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in the 500 grams. We're using pina colada. So I'm going to drop in, I'm going to have to make a lot of buttercream today because apparently...
Is there a recommended butter?
I just use Value Supermarket butter. Personally, my own personal favourite butter is Anchor, but I wouldn't recommend that for your buttercream. Anchor's very, very strong, and I like Lurpak, which is very mild. But I think when you're using the flavoured icing sugars or you're adding flavouring, there's no point really because you don't want the flavour of the butter, do you? You want the flavour of the flavouring. So there we go. So we are going to put a full bag of this in.
Jane says whipping it up and whopping it in.
I know. Is that what I said? Whopping it in, did I? So we're going to add a full bag of this. So like I say, if you only want a small amount, just do half a bag. So this is 1-to-1. Simon is absolutely right. See, I've done 8 years now of doing flavoured icing sugar. We're only in year 1 with this. So we are going into our 5th year of Facebook Lives. And I thought it was January the 13th, but it's February the 13th. So that will be, we'll be into our 5th year of doing Facebook Lives. So quite a lot of you have been with us from the beginning, which is brilliant. So I'm chopping this in. This is what I call chop in. So when you see the instructions and it says chop it in, all it means is we're just chopping it in. So Simon is just going to go and adjust the camera slightly. So we've got a bit more space. You might see a body arm go past or something.
Did you?
May not. No, we didn't see a thing. How cool was that? So chop it in.
Jackie Adams wants to do Swiss meringue with her whipping it up.
Swiss meringue buttercream. Yeah, that's what we're making here. So we're going to chop it in and then we're going to add some water. So we need, if I remember right from instructions, it's 270 mils of water. Yep. And it should be tepid water. I'm just going to put that on there. And I'm just going to cool this down a minute, 1 second.
There are 270 people watching and
Yeah.
37 on the other group.
Yeah, very good, very good. Who's on both pages? In fact, who's
16.
clever enough? Who's clever enough to be on all three? So
One has it on YouTube, on TV, and is using her phone.
that's what they do. Yeah.
So we've got a few more on YouTube now.
Yeah.
So I can say hello to Serena Lawson,
Oh, hi, Serena.
who's just worked out how to comment.
Right. I can never comment on YouTube either. I don't know how to do that.
Elaine Coombs,
Hi, Elaine.
using her Sunday name.
Using a Sunday name. Yes,
or
I like
YouTube
that.
name. And Auntie Me W.
Don't know who don't know who Auntie Me W is. Let me grab a spoon.
Not sure how the spoon will help.
Okay. Oh, right, it's come back. It's perfect there. Crikey, I was good at that. It's 270. So when you put liquid in, you can call it grams or mils because it's actually the same for liquid. Okay. So it's only when you're using something heavier it changes. So let me just get the mixer on. So can we see the mixer over there, Simon?
You can see it there. I can put the other camera on it.
It's all right, no worries. Yeah, well, actually, if we could, just for the Swiss meringue buttercream.
Could you tilt the camera down so we can see in the into that hole?
So pink boards, I think they're going to be back in stock. I have got an email from the supplier, so I haven't had a chance to read it yet. And then what else?
Yeah.
So Wilton, so the ladies in the buttercream flowers, be quick, I've got the twist couplers in. I ordered 300, you know I did, but they only sent 176. So I've just put them in before we go live. So all you ladies who want the twist couplers, the Wilton twist couplers, they are in stock. Yeah. I put the combs in, what we're going to use today. So these are Wilton combs. They come in 3 combs you get with 6 different designs. So I've put those in stock. I've also put nozzles back in stock. So Wilton have been really short of stock and I've managed to grab what I can off them today. So they've all gone into stock. So anybody who wants those for buttercream flowers and new members as well, they're all in. I've not done a wish list today. So if you want to go to our website, sugarandcrumbs.co.uk, just go to brands Wilton and you'll see that they're in stock. The 6Bs back in stock, 4Bs back in stock. So there you go, they're all in. Right, okay, so we've got this on now, 270 mils. So we're just going to turn the mixture on slow.
How much water,
Okay.
please?
270 mils or 270 grams of water, it's the same. And then we're going to start trickling in the water, okay? So we're just going to trickle it in. Don't know whether you can see it on the camera there. Just see it, can you? Yeah, there you go. You get covered in nice and sugar. Yeah. So we're just going to trickle it in. Turn it up. So I came up with something the other week. I was talking to the group, and suddenly I think it was colouring. I put too much colour in, and I called it slip slops or whatever it was. So, anyway, you'll find don't pour all the water in one go, okay? Because you'll find it's getting very loose around the pan. So don't pour it in at one go, because all it'll do is just going to slide all the way around. So you see how I've stopped pouring it in, and it's sort of firmed back up again. So let's start adding some more again. And then see how it's all sliding around again now. So I'm just going to take it away while it catches up. just trickle it in. And you'll find it gets really slippy. When it gets slippy, just pull away for a minute. Yeah, so we're going to do lives this week. So we're back in the kitchen. We're going to use a baking bundle that we've got on offer tomorrow. So all of you have got kids at home. We've done a nice baking bundle. So I'm going to show you how to make cupcakes, do some rose swirls on those. So just decorate those up nicely for the kiddies if you want to buy the baking bundle. And on Thursday, I'm going to use the brownie bundle. So 2 o'clock tomorrow, 2 o'clock on Thursday. Karen's back in the kitchen tomorrow on comments. And Karen's back baking on Friday morning. So don't know what she's baking on Friday morning. I'm in the kitchen as well Thursday night with my daughter Laura. She's in the kitchen. So lots of lives to keep you busy, and we haven't sorted out what we're doing next week. I'm sure we're going to keep you busy all the time. The classes are on sale until I finish this live, and I finished this live. I said 4 o'clock in the live last night. I couldn't remember why. It's because I'm doing this live, so I knew I had to run to the warehouse, come here, do this live. So the classes that are on sale till then, but when I finish this live, I'll be going in, taking them off the computer, and then I'm going to put 4 new classes on the website tonight. Okay, Tracy Mann is in the kitchen tonight as well. She is starting at, I think her live starts at 6:30, doesn't it? So she's on, and she's going to be doing royal icing. So she's doing brush embroidery with the whipping it up. She's going to show you how to make royal icing from scratch as well. That's her speciality. And she's also got a class on sale. So, but that's via Tracy Mann's Cakes. But she'll be going live on our page tonight.
Geraldine asks, is Carol going to do the first slip slop dance of the year? I'm not sure what that's referring to.
It's referring to this stuff here.
Is there a dance to go with it?
Yeah.
Oh.
In the Buttercream Flowers, Geraldine, there's some things that have to stay in the group. So we can share some things with the page, but some things have to stay in the group. So just keep adding the last bit of water. So you can see it's like loose, can't you, when you add the water, and then it starts to firm up again. Just a bit more water.
Is it too early for a Baileys, Nick asks?
Carry on, have a Baileys. I don't drink, so I would never know whether it's too early or not. I was laughing at somebody I was showing in Ollie's class, just quite by accident. I think it's his shoe class, I think. That was, or I don't know which class it was. I was showing what happens when I actually have alcohol. And one of the admins, Lindsay, who's the admin of the group, she was watching that class the other day, and she said, oh, I've seen what happens to you, Carol, when you have a drink. I'm not going to share it with the main group that way. So just in that class. But it's not very good. Let me tell you, it's enough that I'll never want to have a drink.
So she doesn't make it into a gift then?
Yeah. How can you make clippets into a gift, can you?
I said nothing.
Can you?
I'm not putting that out there.
Yeah, don't be doing that. I'll freaking kill you. Right, okay, so all the water's in now. So I'm just going to stop it for a second, because I just want to make sure I've got everything off all the paddle here. Just clear it all down. So the texture of this, we're going to put it back on the beater in a minute. I just want to clear all the way around here. Make sure there's no loose bits of butter. So I don't know whether you can see. Go to the overhead, Simon. So you can see how shiny this is. It's lovely, really nice and shiny. And there you go. So I'm just going to give this another beat. Make sure it's all in. And then we are going to start our cake. Woohoo! Scary sounds. Right, let's just whiz it up on here. So what you do is, so when you know that it's ready, all the water's in now. Okay, so when you're adding water, it pulls it away from the basin, all right? But once it's all incorporated, you've just got to keep mixing it until it starts pulling away from the basin. So that means all the water's in and it's all being mixed in, and you'll start seeing that in a second. And you might hear the machine change noise as well. So we've got any more questions or anything?
Mo is asking, when is the baby cake class going on the site, please?
Right, 4 new classes tonight are going on the site. So the classes that are going on the site tonight, the first one is Julie Rogerson. She is doing a fairy tree trunk cake. So like she's going to make, it's a carved cake, and you're going to make a carved tree trunk, and going to engrain it and do all sorts of things on it. Going to make a little fairy, a little teddy bear, and that class is the 1st of February, and that's going on tonight. So that, what do we call it, that class? What have we named it?
Fairy tree cake.
Fairy tree cake, that's that one. Okay, then the second class is on the 1st of March, and that's the baby carry bag. Is it called baby carry bag?
28th of February.
No, the cake illusionist. Yeah, the baby carry bag is the 1st of March, but on the 28th of February, we've got the cake illusionist with her sculptured horse. Now that there is going to be an amazing class, the bronze horse. It's amazing. And it's my birthday, so I'll be sharing it with you that day. I've realised I've got 2 classes back to back there, Sunday and Monday. It's a Sunday class, that one. Right, so I don't know whether you've heard it change. So give it a few minutes. And then we've got the 4th class, which is the 15th of February, which is Hannah, who was in the kitchen last night. So let me just go back over there. So Hannah, who was in the kitchen, not Hannah, Rachel Hannah, who was in the kitchen last night. I know, shoot me now. So, right, did you hear the mixer go then? Just changed slightly. So Rachel Hannah is in the kitchen on the 15th of February, and she's going to give you an introduction to wedding cakes. And she did say last night, I thought she was only going to do 1 wedding cake. She's actually going to do 2 wedding cakes, and she's going to go through the whole structure of stacking, doweling, why you need to do certain elements, how to make good money out of them, and she's also going to do some decorations. So that would be a class that I would probably advise you to watch and not do. Watch, absorb, get all the information, and then when you're ready to do your wedding cake, and it's all going to be on cake. All our classes are on cake. We don't do any classes on dummies, all on cake. So when you go back to do that class, you know everything about it. So that's going to be great.
And just for Shannon, she asked, did Carol say it was her birthday on the 28th? And yes, it is.
It does, yeah.
And are you going to be in Hannah's class?
I will be in Hannah's class, yes. Got no choice, it's a Sunday. I don't know whether I'm actually going to make it. I think I might do the comments. Bit scared of structures. She'll kill me for saying that. I have done a structured cake. I did a structured one with Paul Bradford, and that was great fun. So it is good fun, and you know what? I don't want to be a professional cake maker, but I think it's good to have been able to have done one. And I did one with Paul Bradford over in where he lives in Spain. I went over there and did a class with him. I think we did a 3-day class or 2-day class, can't remember. But it was great fun. And I think if you've never done any structure, you should put it on your list to do. And the fact that Hannah's going to be doing that class for £40 is amazing. I think her classes for that type of thing is 200 plus. When she's travelling around the world. The good thing with the online classes is as opposed to when you're doing them face to face. When you're doing face to face, you're taking in all that content, which is great, and then you go home, you're tired, you're exhausted, and when you come back to it, you forget. So the benefit of doing the online classes is it's yours forever. Keep it forever, go back to it, rewind, ding, 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 because we always forget stuff, don't we? How many of you forget stuff? How many of you have been in a face-to-face class, and then when you come to do it, you forget little things? So look at this, lovely, yeah? So we are going to start our cake. Right, so Tony, can you do me a favour, please? Not Tony, Terry.
Yeah. Respond at all.
No, well, she shouldn't respond. She needs to respond to her own name. So can you pass me that cake stand there, please? So, yeah. So a few of you have asked me about the Atico tables. I've spoken to the supplier. They have none in stock, but she thinks that they're coming in at the end of the month. And when they do, I've got some on reserve. Right, so that's going on there. And then we are going to get our cake. Now, you know I'm not one for doing straight cakes. So cutting them straight. So let's just have a little go at this a minute. Let me grab a knife.
You've got quite a few people very interested in Hannah's class,
yeah,
and they think it's an absolute bargain for £40.
It is, it is.
Is it a big year birthday? a milestone birthday?
Not a milestone birthday yet. Right, I'm 59. I keep telling you, like, I'm 59. John goes mad. But when my mother told us about our birthday, she always took us to our next birthday. So when we hit 1, she then would say we were 2. So no idea. When we hit 2, we were 3. And for some reason, I've continued it through my life. So when I hit 58th birthday, I then tell everybody I'm 59. So that's where it's confusing. And then I get very confused and actually don't know how old I am. So anyhow, I am 59 on the 28th of February. Does anybody share a birthday with me? I know loads of people have a birthday on the 1st of March. My best friend, one of my best friends, thankfully I've got a few best friends, but I was joking with her when she was pregnant, so she was due, I think she was having twins, and I had my twins late, so I went 2 weeks late. Whoops.
Just stand that on its edge so we can show you on the overhead.
Yeah. That's not too bad, is it? So my twins were 2 weeks late, and so anyhow I said to Adele, my friend, I said, oh, make sure you have them on my birthday. Anyhow, she was a good girl, she did.
We've got Margaret's grandson Noah will be 2 that day, and we've got birthdays on the 10th, April, and the 4th of March.
Ah, very good. I was talking to my son when we was talking about the lockdown, and he was 40, my eldest son, this year. So I said, anyhow, he said, look, Mum, we'll celebrate our 40th next year. So he says he's 39. I was about to say he's 59. So he was telling somebody I was talking to the other day he's 39. I said, no, you're not, you're 40. He said, no, because I'm not having my birthday, if you remember. We're missing this year. I went, all right, oh, okay then. So I said, it looks like you're going to be missing this year as well. So it looks like you're going to be missing this year as well. So I'm just tidying these up. I'm trying to look all professional because I'm on the main page. But anyhow, there you go. So I eyeball everything. So if we look at my cakes now, I eyeball everything. I can't be doing. I get a bit stressed out about having to get it all perfectly straight. But I think they'll do, won't they? They look alright, don't they?
What size blade is a PME knife, please?
Right, so we've got 2 PME knives. I don't know what's in stock. So we do 2 knives. We do the 10-inch and we do the 14-inch. And I love them both. I've got to be honest, I think Hannah, the cake illusionist, prefers this one. Because when I bring this one, she sort of goes, but I like this one. I prefer this one. So, but I've got them both anyhow. But I'm not sure which is in stock. So, but they're both excellent knives. They're brilliant. Right, let's get my cake out of the way. All my crumbs over there.
And what type of sponge, Diane asks?
What sponge? This? So this is just a Victoria sponge. So just a Victoria sponge. Right, okay, so, oh, it's a bit scary, isn't it? Right, let's get this over here.
Lynn asks, do you sell the covers for the knives?
No, there is no covers for them, no. What happened was, PME had to put, they normally come in a plastic case, see-through case, and then for some reason they didn't have any packaging PME, so they said, look, I can send you some, but they're not in the packaging, we've just got to put a red case on them. So I said, right, fine. It was quite handy. I mean, I've had this over 12 months now. It seems not ripped it apart yet, but there's no more like that, unfortunately. They come in the plastic one. Right, let's take that thingy off there, and I need my small spatula. So let's just put a bit on here. I'm just going to ask Simon to make some room in the freezer for me. So Simon, in the freezer, I did take the paper off. In the freezer, could you very kindly take everything out of the freezer and make me enough space for 2 shells? Just put them all in the fridge.
What do you want in the fridge?
Just put everything
So
that's
what
in the
do you need
freezer.
space
For this cake.
Right.
So just to speed things up by doing it in the freezer. So if you just take what you can out of there and put it in the fridge. Everything, and then make me some space for 2 cakes. So there we go. Oh, it smells gorgeous, this pina colada. Who's had the pina colada one? It's absolutely delicious. So there we go. So we're going to put that one on the top. I'm not putting any jam on. I think I've cut those pretty well, actually. Well, chuff with them. How are they looking?
I'm impressed.
Are you impressed, Terry? I'm impressed myself, believe me. So just so I don't get any crumbs in here, I'm just going to move some of this to here. I haven't got any crumbs in here yet, but just in case I muck up.
Maria asks, is the parchment paper still on the cake?
No, I took it off. Don't worry, I've got 2 pieces. Look, 1, 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't believe me there, Simon.
No, we thought one of them had an extra piece on.
No. No.
They're just winding you up, Carol.
Yeah.
Hey, check it in.
They're just winding up.
Quite a few people have commented saying, you look absolutely amazing, Carol. It looks like you've lost the weight as well.
No.
No?
Unfortunately, I hit the target weight of 20 stone. Really not good, that, was it? So I think I hit that just there. Take the 3rd piece off. So, now what would you do here now? Would you leave it like that or would you turn it over? Because I would turn it over.
I would turn it over.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm never shy about talking weight. At the end of the day, I'm a big girl. I'm 5'7", and I always used to be a dress size 12, and then I had a hysterectomy, and I jumped straight to a dress size 16. But the doctor says it's got nothing to do with hysterectomy. And then I met John, and we were out eating all the time, and I grew a little bit more to a lovely size 18. And then we got sugar and crumbs. I've grown beautifully. Right, okay then. So I'm just going to give this a coat round the cake.
Everyone's saying turn it over.
Yeah, good. I'm glad we're all thinking the same.
Elaine's saying it's out of sync on YouTube with the sound.
It will be. Okay, so when you're using 2 appliances at the same time, you will get one out of sync. Sometimes you can tell, sometimes you
I'm not
can't.
sure she's saying that.
Oh, is she not? What do you think she's saying?
But the YouTube sound's out of sync with the YouTube
Oh,
version.
right. Oh, okay then.
I would say just try coming out of it and going back in
Going
again.
back in, yeah.
Because we've not changed anything here.
No. Well, we've got no control over that anyhow.
I have.
Have you?
Yeah, it took me a while to set that up. But
Pardon?
I had to set it up.
Oh, right. Has anybody else got any problems with it? I didn't know you could control the sound and that.
Vicky says, you have blossomed, Carol.
I've blossomed.
Yeah.
I've grown into a lovely, fuller figure woman.
And Tricia says, we love you the way you are, Carol.
Oh, thank you.
Mandy says, I have blossomed too.
I think a lot of us have blossomed through COVID. My biggest thing is, and believe it or not, I know you won't believe it, I actually don't eat a lot of food. My problem is, and it's always been my problem, is bad eating habits. So I get up in the morning, John always makes me a cup of tea, such a good husband. Every morning he makes me a cup of tea and a banana toastie. So that's my breakfast every day.
Banana toastie?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. So every morning, without fail, I get greeted with a cup of tea and a banana toastie. That's what I want.
We've got quite a few people on Facebook saying their YouTubes are okay, Simon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few more.
Brenda says it happened to me after my hysterectomy and thyroidectomy as well.
Yeah. So that's what John does. And then, oh, just let me go and get my scraper. Just 1 second.
We have a lot of very supportive ladies.
Oh, thank you. So it's not quite level this, so I haven't been that clever. So I'm just going to take off this coat here. So I'm just going to go around it nice and gentle. See that? I was watching Rachel Hannah me last night. Look at that. So I'm just going to go around it again. Now what we're going to do with the lopsided, so we're not going to worry about the lopsided bit because we're just slightly down there because we're going to put some pretty swirls on the top anyhow. Listen, I can only do one thing at a time. So I'm quite pleased with that actually.
Geraldine says, cup of tea, banana toastie and Lincoln bless him.
Oh yeah, Lincoln still sleeps with me. If anybody wants to know who Lincoln is, if you're new to the page, then I have a Rhodesian Ridgeback. I've got 3 of them. And one of them's called Lincoln. He's got big anxiety issues at the moment. And he insists on being with me everywhere. And that means jumping into bed with me. And I have a big fight with him every night. Right. So let's get that on there. I don't mind if he sticks to his side of the bed. If you're wondering where John is, he's in his own room. I opted for the dog. I love John dearly, if you're watching, John. Got to keep those banana sandwiches coming, haven't we?
Carol Gattenby says, I hope your knees are warm today.
Oh, they were frozen last night. I can't tell you how cold I was in here last night. I really can't tell you how cold I was. My knees were frozen. Funny enough, my back and arms and everything was great, but my knees were frozen.
Nikki King says, Lincoln sounds like your fancy man.
If you saw how handsome Lincoln is, he would. And he has the most adorable eyes. He looks me straight in the face. He just looks at me, and he's funny, isn't he, Terry, when he comes in the office each day. If we've got the office door open, so if we just go forward there. So if we've got the office door open, Terry and I share the office, and then he just comes and he stands at the glass door and he just stares at us. And then what he does is he jumps up and knocks the handle, as though saying, oh, come on then, let me in. So I look at him, and then he comes back and stares at me again. And right proper eyeball contact. Like, when are you going to get out of your chair? And I can't get out of my chair very fast now, so I have to say to Terry, look, can you get out? Because by the time I've got out and sorted my limp out, we're a bit stuck.
You actually opened that door once before.
Yeah, I can open every door in the house. He's a little rascal.
Dog.
Yeah, he is. So I don't think that's too bad for a crumb coat. Quite impressed with that, actually. But I'm pretty amazed, actually. Thanks, Rachel. Right, can you pop that in the freezer, Simon?
Yeah, just pop
So
it
we're going to
there.
pop that there. So I'm just going to move this lot out of the way because I'm now going to make my buttercream mix, because what we'll do is we'll crumb coat the buttercream on as well. So Simon, you should have took out some 6-inch cakes, 3 of them, at the freezer when you were moving them.
No,
Okay. If I can have those then. Did you not need to move them?
I didn't need to move them all.
Right, well you will when we put the second cake in.
Like that one.
Yep, there should be 3 of them.
Jane says, don't forget Chip.
Oh yeah, and Chip, I have to sleep with him as well. I know. Thanks for the... See, you're learning all the secrets. So this is what they learn in Buttercream Flowers, you see. They learn all about my life, what goes on in it. That's how exciting it is.
Two.
Pardon?
There's only 2 of them.
Is there? Are you sure there's only 2? Just before we go in and you go...
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's good. No, I don't want that one. It's fine. Right, so I'm just going to get another bowl on now and we'll do the buttercream. It's got 1 cake in the freezer and then we're going to swap around. So we're doing the Swiss meringue with stripes and then we're going to do the buttercream with stripes as well. So,
Jerry Chew has popped in to say hello as well.
Pardon?
Jerry Chew.
Oh, hi Jerry. So, yep, so Jerry's classes as well, they're actually on the website. Who's excited about doing them? They're great, aren't they? I'm quite excited about doing them. I think I might do the faces with her. In fact, I don't think I am going to do the faces with her. I think there's something to learn, isn't it?
No, it's not in there.
Good. Right, that's fine. Those 2 will do. So I
Unless it's in a
need...
box too wrapped up.
Oh, don't worry.
Which seems like it's...
Could you grab one of those balls off there for me,
Smells
Simon?
good.
Doesn't it smell good, that? Yeah, just hold the mixer when you undo it. That's great. Super duper. These. John doesn't watch what goes on in the group and what's talked about, so if he is watching today, we have to be careful because he's listening. Right, 2 slabs of butter. So we're going to make buttercream now with the flavoured icing sugar. Okay. So the reason we're doing 2 is to see which one I cope with the best for doing stripes, because when I was doing some YouTube research, they were all saying use the Swiss meringue buttercream, and then I saw a lady doing it with buttercream, and I thought, oh, right, okay then. So let's give you 2 cakes. Let's see how we go. So I'm just using, what am I using here? This is Tesco's unsalted butter, which is what I generally use, or Morrison's or Asda's, and I need a knife. Yep. So I'm just going to cube this up, and then we're going to have to put the mixer on and make a whole load of noise again. So sorry about that.
Diane asks, can you use the buttercream as a crumb coat?
Yeah, so well, we're going to do the buttercream now as the crumb coat. So we did Swiss meringue buttercream as a crumb coat, and now we're going to crumb coat another cake with buttercream. I'm going to see how they both work. So do remember, ladies, I'm here today. This should be for the Buttercream Flowers group, but because they all knew what I was mucking about at, and they knew I was coming here for a practice, and my lovely husband John said, let's share with everybody. So, why not?
Your excuses in now.
Of course I'm getting excuses in now. I'm getting as many brownie points as I can for sympathy. So They're just waiting for me to go under, aren't you? Go on, girls.
Still got quite a few women talking about weight, and we've got Marguerite says, for my weight, I'm under tall, not overweight.
I like that. I'm not sure I could get away with that one at 5'7". So, let's see.
Mum says Johnny's lovely.
Oh, John is lovely. He's lovely. Been married to him. Well, I've been with him 16 years.
And Debbie says Johnny's brave.
John, very brave. Keeps me in line though, John. That's a good thing about him. I think it was our wedding anniversary on New Year's Eve. And yeah, so we've been together 16 years. Married 9 years on New Year's Eve. And I did say about him that he keeps me grounded. He makes me look at a few things from different ways sometimes. And sometimes he comes in and has to have a little chat with me and go, right, Carol, go and put that right. And the best thing he's good at is sorting out my spelling. Gets really cross with me if I do a post. Because I don't know about you guys, when you do a post, it looks all right until you post it. And then it's just like gobbledygook, doesn't it? And you get really strange words in it. So he goes mad. And he has to go in and edit it. So if ever you see it all gobbledygook and then suddenly it's edited, sometimes it's me, but most times it's John. He just says to me, before you post anything, can you let me do it? But I need to tell you a funny story. So I don't know if Abida, I think that's her name, is watching, but she sent a message on the Sugar and Crumbs page and said, Carol, can you get me into this group? But it was 2:30 on Monday morning, so I had somebody here looking at my windows on Sunday. They were here all frigging day. You know what they're like, salesmen. So they were here all day. So by the time gone, I had to do all the shopping for the website. So it was 2:30 by the time I finished. And I just got into bed and I responded. And then my admin sent a message in the morning. I need to read it here. Can I just grab the phone? Because frigging don't know what I was writing. But I just have to quickly tell you what it was because it's funny. I'm just going to put the butter on. So Jules writes, let's just see. See if you get this. So I get a message off Jules that says, she just goes, lucky Karen. So I'm like, I don't know what that's about. And then Karen goes, this is Karen Naylor in the office, goes, he, I've not seen this. Then I have a look. So this is my response to Abida to find the class. It says, hi, go to announcements at the top of the group. The group, and then I don't know what I say then because it does a strange word. It spells it SELYE. The group, you need to click and answer the questions. I'm off to bed now with Karen, or I'll let you in the morning. What's that about? That sounds like I've gone off to bed with Karen. I'll let you in the morning. Anyhow, I've since been deleted it. So, but it was funny.
A lot of women also saying that they have trouble with that.
We all do it, don't we? But I do try and correct it where I can. But obviously I've jumped into bed, answered that response, turned it off and gone. But good old Jules spotted it. And Jane McDougall spotted it as well. She was laughing her head off. And then nobody commented on it. They must have all thought I'd gone off to bed with Karen. But Karen and I have spent all weekend getting everybody into their classes. And I knew that she was at work early. So that's what I meant. She's gone to bed and I've gone to bed. Right, so we've got the butter on. So we're going to whip the living daylights out of the butter. So what I'm going to go and do now, I'm just going to get rid of a few bowls and a bit of rubbish. Okay. In fact, no, I'll leave that there because I'm going to have some more rubbish.
Saw it and
Pardon?
There's lots of happy and laughing faces.
You all saw it but said nothing. Because there wasn't one single comment from when I went and deleted it last night. I think I had to get Jane to send me the link for it so I could find it. Just can't remember who I said it to.
Probably just thought, it's her own, you know.
Yeah.
Michelle said we didn't want to disturb you both.
Funny, isn't it? Right, so I'm just going to go and wash my cloth and then I'm going to come back and put my other cake up. So give me a minute and I'll get, if you're new to this page today, shout out that you're a newbie. Terry, if she sees it, she'll shout out and say hello as well. Let us know where you're from. Let us know why you're watching today. And I'm sure the rest of everybody else who's watching will say a big hi to you. And if you're new in Buttercream Flowers, because they're watching in Buttercream Flowers as well, you know, let us know that you're new in that group. And if you're on all 3 channels, let us know which clever ones are on all 3. Yeah?
You're on all 3?
Yeah,
Why?
YouTube.
Why?
Right? Yeah. Do you have one? Sorry, you want to go?
Diane is the newbie, so hello Diane.
Diane's a newbie. To the page or to the group? So let me just turn this off then. So Simon just left you looking at the mixer. That was nice
Well,
of
you
him,
went
wasn't
on the screen.
it? Well, they don't want to look at a mixer for 3 minutes, do they?
But someone did ask,
It was the only action that was going on. It was like Potter's Wheel, wasn't it?
Yeah. What, they're all dizzy now like that?
Oh, I should have opened this before while it was on, shouldn't
Oh
I?
yeah, well Debbie Hargreaves will be listening now.
Yeah.
So while there was on, Simon was going, do you want a can of Coke? So I don't drink Coke, I just drink the decaffeinated Diet Coke stuff. It's delicious. Have any of you had it? It's actually amazing.
Jess says, hello everyone, I've missed these Tuesdays, great to see you all.
And who's that?
That is Jess Dalton.
Oh, hi Jess. So we've got our butter in here, so it still needs a little bit more to go yet because we want to get it nice, light and fluffy. So while we're doing that, sorry about the mixer being on, I'll cut my cakes. So Karen baked me a couple of cakes before she went on holiday.
Karen Green is also a newbie from Shropshire.
Hello, and is that to the page or to the group?
She's shielding again.
Yeah.
I have some of your items and so hoping to get some ideas.
Oh, fantastic. I'm not sure what idea you'll get from today, but we are here playing today. So this isn't sort of like, I'm teaching myself how to do striped cakes. So that's why we're here today. And lots of ladies have just joined in because just watch me see how I get on. Yeah.
Katie, a newbie from Essex. I quit my job during lockdown. Number one, to change my life and also to make cakes. I need all the help I can get.
Well, you're with the right group then. We all do. Some amazing cake people in here. But if you're going to do that, think about joining the classes while they're half price. They finish at 4 o'clock today. Well, they finish after I finish this live. Right, so I'm not one of those who does all this stuff or eyeballs it. I'm terrible. I don't put a spirit level on. I'm not that much of a baker. I just want to get it as straight as I can and I'm happy with that, okay? Those of you who want to do it, absolutely spot on. You know what? Fantastic. But I'm just not. So I'm just going to... This is a frozen cake, by the way. So this is not how you cut a cake, by the way.
This is how not to cut a cake.
This is how not to cut the cake.
Scare everybody by,
Yeah.
oh,
Hey?
fingers.
My fingers are nowhere near it.
Lovely
Shut up.
fingers, lovely nails, Carol.
Hey?
Who else is worried that Carol's going to cut through her fingers?
No, I'm not going to cut through my fingers, don't worry. I'm not even going to cut my board. Yay! There we go. So it's not straight, but don't worry.
Nobody was worried you were going to cut through the board.
No, never cut through the board. So these are frozen cakes. And if you do not freeze your cakes, start thinking about freezing the cakes. They are so much nicer.
So you're saying it actually improves the cake? by
Yeah.
freezing it?
Makes it moist. More moist. They're so much nicer. I didn't believe it. My daughter Laura, she started freezing them and I went, I'm not freezing cakes. And she said, Mum, it's a game changer. And those people who freeze their cakes, it really is. So, And then, ooh, don't worry. So we've got half a cake now, so that's how not to cut a cake. But don't worry, we'll just chop this off.
Glue it together with buttercream.
We're going to glue it together. There we go. We're going to glue it together. Don't panic. Right.
Sue is sat there just eating mince pies with a cinnamon swirl and brandy cream.
Oh.
So jealous. That's so good. Right, let me get another palette knife.
Yeah, Christmas holidays aren't over yet.
Dinaz is cringing for the pink board.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I've never cut my pink board. So yeah, so I forgot to tell you guys as well, when you're using, you know, flavour your cream with the flavoured icing sugar. I think Karen did it with the phyllo mince pies. She flavoured the cream. It is amazing. It's so easy to do as well. So that's our butter. So I'm just going to give it a really good blast on here. Give it a good blast on here. And then we're going to sort out our dodgy looking cakes. Don't worry about them.
This is the bit that I would be watching, since I'm a bit of a mess in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I need all the tips for what can go wrong.
Well, what you should do is not cut cakes like I do, okay? So don't always do everything I do. There's a professional way of cutting cakes.
If you mark the cake down the side there,
Oh yes,
you
I
put it
know.
back in the same place.
Yes, I know, but I don't do that either. So let's just keep doing this. So you've got to whip your butter for a long time, okay? So don't just whip your butter a little bit. Whip the living daylights out of it. Now, some of you ladies put butter and icing sugar together and then whip it together. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that, but it does make your buttercream a bit grainy sometimes. So just add a drop of water. But I like to whip the butter till it's lovely and light. I've said this for years. So, and I know lots of you do it the way I do it. I'm not saying I'm right, it's just the way I've always done it. It's the way, nobody's taught me to do it this way. It's the way I've just always shown you how to do it. So I quite like it. And that's why Simon couldn't understand why we weren't doing the whipping it up that way. Which I totally get.
Also, how long can you freeze the cakes for? And
3 months.
Can you freeze crumbs cakes?
Pardon?
Can you freeze
Yeah,
crumbs?
you can. So if you're going to put your cakes in, put them in the freezer for about 3 months. That's a general rule for everything. You shouldn't keep anything longer than 3 months in the freezer anyhow. And we could actually stack this now. Stack this, buttercream it, then cling fill, put it in a box, cling film the box, and then put that in the freezer for 3 months. Fine.
Carol says, everyone loves the Christmas cake again. 2 years on the run with Carol's brilliant recipe.
Yeah, who made that Christmas cake? It's gorgeous, isn't it? Yep, Simon made it. Did you like it, Simon? Well, you must like it yet enough, here. So, but who else made my Christmas cake recipe? It is delicious, and isn't it so easy to make? So I've been making them every year, and then I got Karen on them this year, so she was making them here. It's great having a Karen.
Raspberry ripple ice cream was divine.
Yes. Our ice cream is lovely.
Alison says she never buys ice cream now. She
No.
makes it herself.
The very first live I did with the ice cream, I didn't know we could make ice cream with it. And I'd had a blogger who'd made it, and she used to put the recipes on our recipe website herself. And I didn't really take any much notice, you know, I just paid her for doing the recipes. So I used to say, do the recipes, pay you for doing it. And anyway, she used to do it, and I never knew she did the ice cream. So our graphic designer, when she was designing the bags, has gone and chosen a different recipe for each time. So she's put the ice cream recipe on. It just shows I haven't approved things. So of course she sends through the bags to me, and I've gone, yeah, great, they look great. Didn't even look on the back. I'm just assuming that it's just our buttercream recipe on there. So on the back of the summer bags, it's a couple of years ago now, about 3 or 4 years ago now, and somebody said, oh, how do you make ice cream with it? I went, I don't know. And they went, well, it's on the back of your bag. I had to grab a bag and have a look and go, oh, yes it is. I said, right, I'll give it a go. So I said on the next live, I'll give it a go. So usual Carol McFarland standard. I get in bed late at night, I think it was 11:30, 12:30. And I thought, you know what, I best have a read of this recipe. I'll have a look at it. So I had a look at it. I thought, right, that's straightforward. Freeze for 8 hours. And I'm in bed, it's midnight. I had to get out of the house, come down through my office, unlock in here. And at this time, this kitchen's one big one, because this is an annex, And this is actually the lounge area, so it was the lounge, and the kitchen is there. And then so at that time I had to go into the kitchen there and make it. And well, I was well chuffed with how quick it made it. So I actually made a couple of more batches. So I think I did 3. So ready for the live the next day, I was telling the ladies, I've made 3 ice cream batches, and this is why, because I had to get out of bed, come downstairs, sort it out. Go on, who's out there?
Someone's ringing.
Oh, is there? Right. Let me just see who's on our doorbell. Let Terry and that just...
No, I'm here.
Oh, they're ringing on the phone, are they? Oh, right, sorry, let me just look at that.
Skip man.
It might well be the skip man. He's gone. Right, let me just see if he's out there 1 second.
I'll show people some cakes and things.
Yeah. No skips collected, gone, gates are shut. Don't know who it is. Right, okay then. So let's get the butter on here. So I've been waiting for the guy for the skips coming. He should have come yesterday. Then he came before and I missed the phone call, and he said, well, I've got to go now, I've got to go somewhere else, I'll be back in an hour. And I went, I'm doing a live. So Terry thought that was in. Anyhow, somebody's obviously let him in. Right, so this is our butter, lovely and soft. So this is, I've got in here 500 grams of butter. Now this is 2 to 1, okay. No, it's not. How much butter do I need now? I've actually lost myself. So is it 1 to 1 to this now? I just need to think.
1 to 1.
So I've got a key. Oh, yes, that's right. So it's 2 to 1 because I'm on icing sugar now. So it's 5. How much is it? Yeah.
So it's a kilo, 2 bags of icing sugar.
To 1 butter.
To
2 butters.
Which is
Yeah.
500 to 1,000.
Yeah, that's right. We'll get there in a minute. Let me get Simon to tell you that again. I've confused myself. I know what it is. Go on, Simon, tell him.
So you've put 500 grams of butter in.
Yeah.
And you're using the 2 packets of icing sugar, which
Yeah.
is 1,000 grams.
Yeah. Yeah, so for the icing sugar, that's what you're doing. So I'm just going to put this in half at a time. So the flavour we're using here is banana split. If you haven't used banana split, try it, it's gorgeous.
Donna
And then
says that she's going to do another Christmas cake for Easter because she's got withdrawal symptoms.
Oh, I'll tell you that use my Christmas cake is gorgeous, and you don't have to have it as Christmas cake. You can just have it as a fruit cake. Antonia rang me over Christmas. She said my mum says it's amazing. She said it tastes amazing, and she said I had to go and print it off straight away, and she's going to make it as a fruit cake all year. So I'm just chopping in the icing sugar. You liked it as well, didn't you? Everybody liked it. So
I don't even like that sort of cake usually.
you've had a lot of things since you've been here, haven't you?
Yeah,
You've been scraping through all sorts.
To keep it coming.
So we're just chopping in the sugar. I'll get Simon to correct me on this. He pays attention, Simon. Does listen to everything. Here, make sure you've got the right instructions. It's a bit like John. John does that. He has a habit of correcting me on everything as well. I think they should have been brothers, them two. Just gonna keep chopping. So you chop it all in because you don't want an icing cloud. Okay. Now for this buttercream now we want it soft because we're covering the cake. So I'm going to add some water to it once it's all incorporated.
Marie asks, how can I get your Christmas cake recipe, please?
Okay, so on the have you got a bag of our icing sugar? If you haven't, you go to our recipe website. 3 ways to get to our recipe website. Okay, Google it, Sugar and Crumbs recipes. That's all you have to do. Sugar and Crumbs recipes. It'll come up straight at the top. You could go to our shop, and there's a link at the top, or you can actually put in the whole word sugarandcrumbsmixingitup.com or .co.uk, whichever you prefer, and then go there, easy Christmas cake. And it's so easy, it's so delicious. You only need to make it 5 days before you want to cover it, so you don't need to feed it, you don't need to do it 3 months ahead at all. Make it 5 days before, then put your marzipan on, cover it, so 6 days before, so you've got it in time for Christmas. I have done it less. I've actually done it 3 days before, and it was just as good. Okay, so that's going back on the mixer. So we're just going to start the mixer slowly. So we don't want to cover Terry in icing sugar, so just little blasts. Right, so I'm just going to add a drop of water because I want to soften it up. So this isn't like the Swiss meringue buttercream where you add a lot of water. All I'm doing is I'm just loosening it. So I'm just putting a bit in. So I'll put a tablespoon in for the moment. Might put a bit more in. I'm just going to turn it on. You smell that banana, doesn't it smell gorgeous, that?
I like sitting here, you know.
Yeah, nice place to be.
There was a bit that come out and jumped out and nearly got me.
Did it?
To start aiming with my mouth open and hopefully I'll get fed at some point.
Did you hear that? Where she sat a bit flicked out, she said I should have been that.
I just seen it land on me and I was like...
So I want this nice and loose, so I'm just going to pop in a bit more water. Oh.
I see you dancing.
Right, let me just feel this. What consistency this is. Now I still want it a bit looser. Because we're doing the stripe cakes, I want it quite loose. I'm just going to add a bit more water. So I don't know how the audience is. Are you still staying with us, or have you got bored yet? Have you gone?
Everyone was dreaming of having a large house where they could have a walk-in fridge for all the cake needs, because a few of them found that they don't have enough freezer room, so they want a walk-in freezer.
I was laughing at somebody's comment the other day, and don't know who did it, but a lady wrote, because I've cleaned all the cupboards out from here over the Christmas period, so I've done all this side, ripped everything out, and I've just got to do this side done under the stairs now, and then eventually I'm going to get into my office, which I've been promising to do for the last 2 years. So I'm just going to add a little bit more water. So the only reason we're adding water is because I want a very soft mix. Okay, normally you wouldn't have it this soft. So anyhow, somebody wrote on that they've been cleaning their cupboards and it was just 2 cupboards, and somebody went, don't worry, your addiction's only just started, you're going to need a lot more than that. And everybody was writing on what they had, and somebody said, down the sugar and crumbs rabbit hole you go then.
Jenny says I'm still here, Di says I'm still here,
Good
Carol,
girls.
Barbara, Jeanette, Linda, we're all here still.
And which Barbara is that?
That is Barbara and Flora.
Oh, hi Barbara. I need to message you actually. So I sent you a little tea set and I found the sugar bowl. So next time you place your order, let me know and I will stick the sugar bowl in for you.
Vanessa said her husband just come down from his office, heard the food mixer and thought she was baking a cake.
Let me just get another small, oh actually I can use this bowl here. So let me just put a bit of this in. Right, so this still isn't loose enough for me yet, but it'll do for the cake. So let's just a little bit on the board. So,
Paula, Madeline, Joe, Mo, Victoria, Gillian, Lisa, we're all still here. Susanna,
good girls.
Viv, Sarah, Margaret, Debbie.
Good girls.
Jacqueline.
So
Looking forward to their striped cake.
Oh, is anyone doing a stripe cake with me, by the way? Because I know in the Buttercream Flowers they were asking could they do it with me, and of course I've not even asked today if any of you are doing it with me, because this wasn't a class, if you remember. I just said I'm just going to do it if you want to watch and do it with me, but I did put up what I was using today just in case anybody was doing it. So who's been brave enough to give it a go? So that there has got that edge. So
Susie's been ordering and watching.
Ah shit, good
at the
girl.
same time, Susie.
I think that can't be, no, I think that's that one. Sorry. So I think let's just have a look.
Keep going round.
Yeah.
Lyra's here in between dropping her daughter off at a midwife appointment.
That's it, isn't it? Oh,
We've got
good.
women on
Who's
the
that?
fly dropping in.
Good, good, good. That's what we like. Women on the slide dropping in.
We've got Lynn, Iris, Suzanne. Nikki King says, I'm always here.
Yes, you are, Nikki.
I don't
You
know where
are.
she lives, does she?
Oh, we got some good hardcore people who watch the group all the time, which is great.
Diane Adams is doing it with you.
Yeah. Are you doing it with us, Diane, are you? Fantastic. And how are you doing, Diane? Let me just fill in that little gap there. So click a repair job. So I'm totally chilled when I'm cake decorating. I do not get stressed. I think that's part of the thing that you lot like about me. I do go under the table sometimes, and that could very much happen today. But I just think, you know what, let's just be chilled about it and not worry. So here's my cake that I have to do a bit of repair job to. So I'm not going to worry worry about that. And don't ever worry about things like this. Do you ever watch Cake Boss? Have you seen how he puts things together? So don't be worried about it when you've got to put things together. As long as you put them together and they taste good, that's all that matters. Watch Cake Box when they're just shoving bits in here, there and everywhere.
Debbie said I'm crumb coated but only doing one.
Right. And who's that? Is that Debbie Hargreaves?
Yeah.
Yeah, good girl. And I always say in class, when we're doing classes with me, go so far, or with anybody, you know what, go so far, get as far as you can, and then once you've done that, let me just get some more buttercream out, stop, sit down, have a rest, watch the rest of the class, and then go back to your cake.
Yes, hello Miles, I am reading Buttercream Flowers as well. I'm trying to keep on top of both. This one, is it just the normal live?
So have you just been reading?
And
yeah. So have you been reading comments off Buttercream Flowers or the normal live?
So both.
Yeah.
But the normal live has considerably a lot more
people on.
Yeah.
How many have we got
It's
watching
going
there this
1 million
afternoon?
miles an hour.
Yeah.
We've got over 300 people watching.
Oh, fantastic! And how many new ones did we find was watching there?
We've
So I
got
hope you're
quite a few
enjoying it.
newbies.
So this is me eyeballing it, looking professional.
We've got Iris Ailman in Puerto Rico.
Oh, hello,
Hello.
Puerto Rico. Great. That's an English name though, that, isn't it?
Nikki said she cringed watching Cake Boss.
Right, there we go. So just put a little bit under there.
Mo says we have complete confidence in you, Carol.
Good. I'm glad. We always laugh after a live, you know. We shouldn't laugh. Because seriously, the amount of times I come in here and I don't have time to do anything. And then I say to the girls, right, come on, we're just going to have to wing this one, girls. And I'm sure you lot think that that doesn't happen. But believe me, it does. And then we sort of high-five each other afterwards and go, great, we've done it. It's actually worked. But I don't hide anything from you. It's here. You see it as it is. And my thing is all about, you know what, when you're at home and you're baking, you're in the kitchen on your own, aren't you? And then you've got problems and then you can go and ask on the group, and sometimes, depending on who you're talking to, you can think, oh, I'm just going to bin it. And then don't ever bin it.
Lisa says, I used to get very stressed cake decorating, but after seeing how chilled Carol is,
Yeah.
I've chilled out loads, learning to wing it.
Yeah, and I do that. Loads of you have said that to me when you've met me at the shows, Carol. I just do it your way now. I just don't get upset about it. There's no point. So I just need to go and throw this. I need to go and wash this cloth out. Then we're going to crumb coat that. Then we're going to get the other one out of the freezer. Yeah.
Jean Register says, hello, I'm new here. Kathy says, I love how chilled you are, Carol.
Oh.
Susan says, after discovering your Facebook and YouTube, I'm totally addicted.
Oh, thank you.
All fabulous.
So I'm going to crumb coat this with the buttercream. So you're going to see me do this. I'm going to get my next coat on my other cake because that needs to go in the fridge, back in the freezer again. And then we're going to have a little break because I desperately need a wee. Sorry to have to share that information with you, but just so you know why I've got to run off. So, right, okay. Not even sure if I've been today. Right, let's just go down there, just 1 second. So, I need to loosen up this buttercream a bit more.
Michelle Wood says, can I have a note on my parcel saying lockdown medication?
It's funny, you know, if you want a note on your parcel, there's always comments. So there's an order box. When you place an order, there's a little comment box. So ask them if they can type you a label. Okay, so one of the lads in the warehouse wrote it on this week. But I think it would look a bit better, more professional if you're sneaking one past the husband. So just say, can you print me off a label that says X, Y, Z? And let's see who can come up with some funnies. Yin's going to kill me. Laura's going to kill me. John's going to kill me. But anyhow, hey ho, who cares? What are you laughing at, you?
You're creating work for everyone.
No. I've created havoc down the warehouse today as well. So I've got some sugar craft sets for sale. The ladies who bought them, they've actually been dispatched today. They should have gone yesterday, but John wouldn't let me go near the warehouse yesterday. And so So, because with the sale and everything else, it was just a bit crazy. So he said, stay out of there. So I've been down there today creating havoc. Because if ever I'm selling anything of mine, I just tell the warehouse, do not touch it. Phone me, I'll sort it out. So
That smells amazing.
it's gorgeous, that, isn't it? Who's tried banana split? It is delicious. So you'll see that I've been adding water to this because I just want to make this nice and loose. Right, let's just get that on there.
Lynn says I placed my order today just to cheer me up.
Right, okay, I don't want to make this much. In fact, no, I am going to make it a little bit looser.
A lot of women think that TV is boring and cake is much better.
That was boring.
TV. Choose cakes for Carol over TV any day.
I was thinking when I put the live on last night. Pardon?
Eating cake while you're watching.
I was laughing last night, a bit of a cheeky one this, but Boris was on at 8 and then I'm on at 8 and I thought, oh, should I fight him for it? Who's going to win here? Anyhow, I gave in, let him have the glory.
I don't think we needed to watch Boris really. I think everybody knew what he was
Oh,
going to
yeah.
say.
Still just watch it anyhow, don't you?
Janet asks, when are the little turntables back in stock?
Oh, have we not got any? I didn't know we didn't have any. So I will order some. Just had a delivery from that company today as well. So we are going to be stocking the sugar paste. So that's arriving tomorrow as well. So I don't know if any of you use the brand The Sugar Paste. So I've just ordered that because they kept that exclusively for them. So, but they're now letting the trade have it. So I'm going to be stocking that.
I am waiting for my shortbread to bake using your coconut whipping it.
The coconut whipping it up is to die for, isn't it? Right, okay, so let me transfer some of this to this bowl here. Let's get rid of this big knife because we don't need it anymore. Right, no crumbs on there. Great,
Jackie
so this
says
is lovely
I
and
was all
soft.
settled to watch you at 8 and not Boris.
Oh, thanks. There you are. One fan. Put me before Boris. Good girl. So let's just get this on this cake here. Okay, so let me clear my crumbs off the board. So I'm a self-taught cake decorator. Everybody who follows me knows that I'm self-taught. I do not sell cakes for a living whatsoever. I do give them away to anybody who wants them, and the local folks home, wherever I give them away, they go, Carol, can you just not start selling cakes? I went, no. And I went, we love them. So when I was at the old folks home just before Christmas, I dropped a load of cakes off because, as you know, I give all the cakes away. And they went, just please sell them because we can order. But I went, no, I don't want to sell them because I just don't want the stress, if I'm really honest. I like doing it my way. And I like to make a cake, and I don't really want somebody to have to tell me a design. So I do make cakes for family and friends. Again, I don't, it's not that I don't really charge, I definitely don't charge. But the conditions are, if they want a cake, they get what I'm giving them, not what they've asked for. So that's the rules. I've never had anyone complain yet. So I'm sure you can imagine it's always got flowers all over it. So, but you know what, if we do these stripe cakes well today, they might start getting stripy cakes. Who knows? So you need your buttercream on nice and soft, which is why I've added a lot of water to the actual buttercream. So this is buttercream, okay? This is not frosting. We've not used margarine, we've used butter, and it is buttercream. So I know some of you use margarine, that's entirely up to you. And there's always a big debate in the group, well, it's not buttercream. Well, it doesn't really matter really, it's what you're happy with. But to be fair, if you are selling somebody a buttercream cake, then it should contain butter, because that's what they're expecting. If you're selling it with margarine, then you should tell them it's got frosting. I don't think the customer will care really, as long as if they like your cakes, what does it matter? So, and that's all that matters. It's just a terminology, that's all. So you'll see that I'm doing my unique way of crumb coating a cake. So I just slap it on. So when you get to know me, all the newbies, you'll find that I use sort of terminology, slap it on, throw it on. Here we go, let's wing this. So I'm not lovely and neat, as you can see. Okay. So this is just my first crumb coat. Then I'm going to put my next coat of Swiss meringue buttercream on my other cake. And then we're going to stop and have a break so that we can all go for a wee and get another cup of tea. Oh, do you need a wee as well, Terry?
Yeah.
Well, I'm the boss, I'm going first.
Okay. So, a few women say we never use margarine, it's got to be butter.
It has to be butter. You know what, if you're used to margarine, see, it's what you're used to, isn't it? It's like all the staff years ago, when we first started Sugar and Crumbs, all the staff I used to make, I was always making cakes, cupcakes all the time. Simon has, I don't know how many photographs Simon has done of cakes. So I used to give them to all the girls in the office. Anyhow, John went round all the supermarkets one time to buy a load of ready-made buttercream. And anyhow, I had to use it all up. So I made my weekly batch of cakes, sent them all out using all this buttercream, just so I could see how it worked really. Because John was thinking maybe we should make ready-made buttercream. And anyhow, we've decided not to. So sent them all out. And then everybody said, what was different with the cakes, Carol? And I went, nothing. They went, yeah, there was something different. And I went, oh right, I didn't use Sugar and Crumbs, I used the ready-made stuff. And they were all saying that. The kids went, they're not Auntie Carol's cakes. That didn't taste like that. And then when I told them, they said that pre-Sugar and Crumbs they were all using the ready-made stuff, but now you just get used to this. And it's delicious. It's like fresh cream. I used to love fresh cream, but now I won't have it unless it's got flavoured icing sugar in it. Karen made some here the other week, and I went, oh, what on earth's that? What have you made that cream with? And she went, fresh cream. I went, oh, God, it's awful. But then, throw in a tablespoon of vanilla, velvet vanilla, game changer.
That's all it takes, a tablespoon.
Yeah. Game changer. Try it in your fresh cream. Right, okay, so we have the scraper again. So this is a Sugar and Crumb scraper, but just a nice scraper, whichever one you've got. So let's go. So let's just put it nice and straight. So Rachel Hannah last night said go all the way around the board. Hey, look at that. That's quite good, isn't it? So go round again.
We didn't reach round far enough, Carol.
No, it's all right. So this is our crumb coat, okay? So I'm quite happy with that. That's fine. Yep, so we're just going to fill in any little gaps for a minute.
Fresh cream and velvet vanilla is lush.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. So I'm just going to fill in there. Right, so there we go, that's okay. See, so my damaged cake that I'd sliced all wrong, no problems with it now, is there? All together. Right, there you go, that'll do. So we're going to clean the board, get that in the fridge.
You do make it look so easy.
We haven't got to the difficult bit yet. Having said this isn't my usual standard of crumb coating. Normally I'm really rustic, aren't I, girls? Those who watch me, normally I don't even bother trying getting it smooth. I just slap it on and go for it. Right, I'm not going to smooth the top edge here. I'm just going to leave that rough because when we decorate that later, and then I'm going to put another layer of buttercream on, so I'm not worried about this. So this is going to go in the freezer. I'm going to get Simon to get the Swiss meringue buttercream one out now, so we can put the next thick coat on. So there you go, Simon. So let's do that. Right, look at that spatula. So you enjoying it all so far? So we've now got to put a thick coat of white buttercream on. So we're doing the Swiss meringue cake now, and now we have to put a really nice big thick coat on.
Vicky asks, Carol, if we have a voucher, how do we pay for the classes?
So if you have a voucher, okay, when you come to checkout, when you come to pay, there's a little box that says put your voucher here. Now you can only use one voucher at a time. So if you've got several vouchers, then you need to phone the office, ask you in, because Laura's not in this week, ask you in to merge the vouchers together for you, or how many you want to merge. Give her the codes, she'll cancel those and she'll give you a replacement one. If you've got a big voucher and you need to break it down, then the same, give her a call. So you all know the office number, it's on the website. If anybody needs me to shout it out, let me know. Right, just let me go and wash my hands again, just 1 second. Ooh, my back looks very good out there. So, right, power washing king goes here. Right, so we're onto the Swiss meringue buttercream now. So we need, I don't need that bowl because that's got crumbs in. So let me get another bowl.
She asks, has anyone tried double cream and ice and sugar? Also, do you use it on cake?
Double cream and icing sugar, yes. A lot of people make they decorate the cakes with double cream and icing sugar, but the longevity of the cake isn't that long, and you have to keep it refrigerated the whole time. So if you want to use the Russian piping tips, it definitely does need to be double the consistency as well. So let's just get this on here. That's a crumb.
Geraldine, Geraldine's getting concerned for you and I needing the toilet.
Don't worry, I've already cross-legged.
Oh, lovely.
I'm not seeing we're dancing. Terry, do you want a nip to loo? You can nip to loo now,
Yeah.
if you want.
I'll be right back, ladies.
Yep. You can tell us all about it. I had a funny conversation with Terry yesterday. She's new. So we're in the office there yesterday and I said, do you not go for a wee very often, Terry? Not normally a conversation you have, is it? No, not really. Right. Don't think that's that. I thought that was the balance of my Swiss meringue buttercream, but it's not. Right, okay then, so we need to get a really nice thick coat on. Yeah, really nice thick coat. And we need to get it on quick because the cake is frozen. So we've got to remember how deep the cones are. So we do really need to get this on lovely and thick. So we don't want to be scraping this off. So remember, it's taken a bit of a while because we're doing 2 cakes. Plus I'm chatting away to you guys as well. This cake's a bit shorter than I wanted it to be. I wanted it a bit bigger than this. I did have a 3rd cake to go on top and I didn't think I needed it, but I now think I do needed it. So we need to make this lovely and thick. Then we're going to have plenty of buttercream on here. So you can see I've got loads around the base. I need to bring it up here. So next week, some of you are going to join me on the British Sugar Craft Guild. So I thought that they wanted me to advertise the fact it's £3 a session, and I'm going to show the British Sugar Craft Guild how to do a ball cake using nifty nozzles. So Caroline Harvey said, could I tell the group? So I did. Told you all we could buy tickets, and then she was going, oh no, we can't sell that many tickets. So so those of you who've got your tickets next week, it's 10 o'clock on Tuesday, £3 a ticket. Money doesn't go to me, it goes to the British Sugar Craft Guild. And then I thought that because it was a Zoom, because it's going through Eventbrite, you could watch it at a later date. So they're going to make sure if you paid for your ticket and you can't watch it on the day, they're going to send you a link. You just need to ask for the link. And if you can't get a ticket on the actual day, don't worry, because they're going to sell tickets afterwards, so you can watch it later.
Lynn asks, can you put a thick coat on the Swiss meringue buttercream?
Yeah, that's what we're doing now. So I don't know how thick this is, so we're going to put this coat on now and then we're going to put another coat on. Because this isn't thick enough yet, because I don't know whether you can see. Can you see the cake through there?
Yes.
There is it? Yeah. So we need to get plenty on. We do scrape loads off, by the way. I'm saying that as though I know, but
Obviously you've practiced this a lot, haven't
of
you?
course I practice, yeah. I am joking. I haven't practiced.
You wasn't just doing it.
It's all looking good, so
having done it before, would
it's
you?
all looking good so far. So, anyway, do you feel better now, Terry? Now you've had a
Oh
week?
yes, very relieved.
Right, good. Sure, everybody else wants one. What time is it now?
It's 20 to 4.
Yeah, this is typical Buttercream flowers, this. So we always say a 2-hour class and we end up in there 3 hours.
Yeah.
So,
And they complained about us 3 going to 3 hours. But
yeah.
2 hours.
Did they?
And there was 3 of us, wasn't there?
Hey, they didn't
We
complain
kept
though.
time.
You did.
I didn't complain. I needed to go to bed. I was so tired.
And Karen, both at the pair of you.
Yeah, but we've been working longer than you. I started work at 9 in the morning. You lot didn't start work.
Well,
What time did you start work, Simon?
On that day I was there up at 9 o'clock.
Oh,
preparing
yeah.
for it. I
You
was
don't see
baking
9
cakes.
o'clock very often. Don't be giving us
I
that.
was baking cakes in the morning.
And Terry strolled in at 2 and Antonia strolled... Oh, Antonia was in the day, wasn't she? She went home, didn't she? Yeah, you... who came in? Because it was you. You came in late, didn't you? Because you couldn't go home. You're too far away, aren't you?
Because what?
I live further away. There's no
Yeah.
point me coming in and going back home. It'll probably take about an hour and a half.
Yeah. The time she got home, she got to turn around and come back.
Carol, are you going to be using a roller to smooth the cake?
Not today. I don't think so, anyhow. We'll see. So I'm just trying to get this thick buttercream on, because you've got to get it on nice and thick. Oh, what type of bird's that then?
Seagull.
Seagull.
Is that an eagle, that?
Seagull.
Oh, seagull. I was going to say, I thought it sounded like seagull. I thought you said eagle. What's the seagull doing in Stockport? We're nowhere near the sea. I think he's got
Maybe
lost.
it's a bagel.
Hey?
What size cake and how many layers?
So this is a 6-inch and it was 3 layers, but obviously my layers were skinny. So, because the other cake I've got is was 2 cakes cut into 4. That's taller.
Geraldine says, can't Terry fill in for you now, Carol, so that you can have your way?
You're just
if
dying
wants
to
in
see
half a
Terry, aren't
cake,
you?
Like smashed into the floor, then for.
I told Terry how much you all loved her. You all loved her. And I've told Simon how much you loved him as well. How you enjoyed them on the lives. So they really did very well, didn't they? So we're going to have a chat with Simon Tuesday mornings.
Simon's shaking his head.
Once a month he can do. We won't put him on
Once a
weekly.
year.
Once a year is enough for you.
So let's just, I'm just going to do a very light coat.
Carol says, someone from work just rang me to see if I've heard about Sugar and Crumbs. She's 5 years too late.
Who's just said that?
Carol Gambling.
Right. Right, okay. So what I'm going to do now is,
Could you point that camera at the cake?
Yes.
I'm just filling in my gaps. Because there's not much actually come off here, so I'm not throwing it away. I'm just going to fill in the gaps. So I could have done with this cake being a bit taller, if I'm really honest. It would have had a nicer effect. So let's just go around again. So just gentle, line it up. So as Rachel said last night, don't dig in like that, hold it on straight. So that's all we want to do. Whoa.
Wow.
That's not bad, is it?
Yeah.
I tell you, I like that, Rachel. Eh? Yeah, that's not bad. Right, okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this on the top because I'm a bit lopsided over this side. So let's just get that there. Then this cake's going to go in the freezer. Let me get the other cake out. So I'm going to go and have a wee. We're going to stop for a break. So what time is it? So it's 3:45, guys. So shall we say we all meet back up again at 4 o'clock? You all happy with that? Both groups? YouTubers? Yeah, that'll do, won't it? So that's the thick coat on. We're going to put another coat on as well. And then we're going to comb. So 15 minutes in the freezer. Yeah, and we've got patches over there, but I'm not going to worry about that. Not worrying about it at all because it's going to be what it's going to be. Right, 4 o'clock then, guys. We all happy with that? 4 o'clock. All of you go and have a wee cup of tea, get yourself nice and comfy, come back for us. I reckon we may well be another hour or something. So I'm going to clean up the kitchen, get some buttercream coloured as well. Well, I won't colour it until you get back, but yeah. All right then. I'll see you soon. Bye.